DJ Delz.
We are back, episode 35. What's good? It's your boy DJ Delz. This is the DJ Delz Show Patreon exclusive podcast. If you're listening to this outside of Patreon, make sure to join patreon.com/DJ Delz. Let's talk about Survivor Series. Let's get into some WWE. Let's do the predictions. My predictions for Survivor Series. The first match, we have Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. I think that Mustafa Ali deserves the title because he's been doing great work, but for some reason, I think Buddy Murphy will win. Next, we got AOP versus The Bar. I think AOP will win. Next, we got Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I predict that Seth Rollins will lose. Something's telling me Shinsuke is going to do another low blow, hit him in the nuts, because that's what they do with Shinsuke. They just have him hitting his opponents in the nuts, and that's it. I don't know what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura. It's such a waste what they're doing with him. They nailed it how they were booking him on NXT, and then they totally dropped the ball, just like with Asuka. Next, we got Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. Brock Lesnar, I hope he just beats the living piss out of him. For real. Not feeling that he beat AJ Styles, by the way. And it was weird how he turned heel, right? Wasn't seeing that coming at all. And I'm not being sarcastic. I really did not see that coming, that Daniel Bryan was going to turn heel. I was shocked. Next, we got Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Ronda Rousey, she can't lose. They got to keep her popping. I really am disappointed that we didn't get Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. Unfortunately, she got hit, and man, it was like blood everywhere, and she just like owned it, man. She just looked so tough. It's so crappy that she can't wrestle right now. I mean, she looked so badass in that ring. That was a moment. That's going to go down in like wrestling history. That was a major, major moment. Really, really digging it. And we'll see the future with her. You know, we definitely will see that. I'm sure they'll end up going at it eventually. But I definitely think that Ronda Rousey will defeat Charlotte. We shall see, right? And then next we got Team Raw, which is Ziggler, McIntyre, Strowman, Baylor, and Lashley versus Team SmackDown, Shane, Miz, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. I predict that Team SmackDown will win. That's who I'm rooting for also. Next we got this tag team match with Team Raw, Rude and Gable, Revival, B-Team, Ascension. Oh my God, it sounds horrible. Lucha House Party. Oh my God, it just gets worse and worse as I'm reading it. Verse, Team SmackDown, Usos, New Day, Sanity, Gallows and Anderson, the Colognes. I mean, sheesh, SmackDown better win that, right? That would be crazy if they didn't. Then we got the women's tag, Team Raw, Nia Jax, Tamina, Mickie James, Natalya, Ruby Riott versus Team SmackDown, Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and someone else to be announced. I would say it will be Team Raw because I feel like the guys are definitely going to win over at Team SmackDown, so they're going to make it where Raw wins on the women's side, so I'll pick that. Another thing I'm thinking, maybe Dean Ambrose will interfere with Rollins versus Nakamura. I mean, I could totally see that happening. And maybe we'll even see Braun Strowman interfere with Lesnar and Bryan. That could happen too. Definitely. But we shall see. I would like to see Daniel Bryan being a transitional champion and having The Miz end up being the champion. Maybe in the future we will see that. I really feel like The Miz needs to be the champion. The dude has just got it all. He's so entertaining, man. Not bad in the ring. I mean, he's not amazing. He's no AJ Styles in the ring, but he's got everything it takes to be the champ. He's so damn entertaining. So I would love to see that. Maybe WrestleMania will see The Miz versus Daniel Bryan for the championship. And keeping it moving with wrestling, we have to talk about James Ellsworth. Now, if you follow my Twitter, you know I've always been a fan of James Ellsworth. I always thought he was funny, very goofy looking, very comedic. But unfortunately, it's not looking very good for him, and it's looking like I can't rock with James Ellsworth no more. There's too much stuff out there that's pointing at him being a freaking creep. Now, I don't know if this is 100%, but there's a lot of video going around and images going around of him sending pictures to some 16-year-old girl, and he's creeping, showing like sexual selfies and trying to pick this chick up. That's what is being accused of him. And we've seen it in the past with Enzo, with that one girl, but the difference between that girl and this girl is the girl Enzo was dealing with, she seemed like a freaking crack whore, just a complete fucking mess. Versus this one, it just seems like a 16-year-old fan. So it just seems really shady, really suspicious. Grimm's Toy Show, which Ellsworth has been on for the longest now. I mean, every single day it seems like he's on the show. Highly entertaining. They did a video today basically saying that they're cutting ties with Ellsworth because they can't get down with it. And I can't either, man. When you're doing stuff like that, nah. And you know what? There are some 16-year-old girls out there that are heavily matured, you know, where I can kind of understand maybe you made an oopsie. You're not checking IDs. But this girl clearly looks underage. She looks like a freaking kid. So, like, there's no mistakes. If it was some girl with a big chest, full body, mature face, I could totally get it. But this girl looks like a kid. I mean, she could pass for someone who's 13 years old easily. So, I'm not rocking with Ellsworth no more, and it's very disappointing. It's very sad and sick, too. But who knows? Maybe something went wrong where he sent it to the wrong person. That's the only thing I can think of how he didn't do it. Maybe he was Snapchatting, thinking he was sending it to one person, and he sent it to a different person. I've texted people that, you know, I didn't mean to text. I wasn't sending them dick shots or anything like that. But, you know, I've sent texts to people and, you know, it was the wrong person. So maybe he sent a Snapchat of his whatever to the wrong people, to the wrong person. But the way it's looking, it's not looking good. But everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But there's just so much stuff out there on the internet where, man, it's not looking good for Ellsworth. And it's crazy because he's got daughters, and you would think someone that has daughters wouldn't be mixed up in something like that. But who knows? Maybe he's innocent. Time will tell. But once again, there's just so much out there on the internet that's making it look like this really went down. His career is basically a wrap. It really is a wrap in my eyes. I can't see him coming back from this at all. Enzo Amore, he quit wrestling when the shit hit the fan, when he was accused by some girl who, she seemed like a freaking drug addict. Like, she just looks like a trashy fucking girl, and ruined his whole WWE career, which was such a shame. And he actually is performing this weekend at the Whiskey in California. He's doing a concert / comedy act. So if you live near the Whiskey, the famous club, a lot of rock bands, legendary rock bands played there, from Metallica to Motley Crue to Motorhead, to, you just keep going. Every rock star performed there, you know. So I'm sure if you're a fan of any big rock band, they've probably performed at the Whiskey. So he will be performing there, I'm pretty sure, this weekend. And I'm pretty sure tickets are only $10. So if you're around that way, you may want to check that out. Big Cass, who was Enzo's partner, he made his independent debut. I'm pretty sure it was in Massachusetts. And there was a lot of flack because of the fact that he was, quote unquote, out of shape. He wasn't as jacked up as he usually is. People were making fun of his physique, saying he had like man boobs and whatnot. And I felt kind of bad, man. I really did feel bad because, you know, think about losing so much. You're on WWE TV. You're in the spotlight. You get fired. You can't get right back into wrestling. So, you know, who knows what he's been doing. There's a good chance he could be depressed. There's a good chance that he isn't either. Like, shit, whatever. But he made his debut, and I'm pretty sure the photo that actually got put out there from the independent show was from the same girl that's accusing Ellsworth about this sexual misconduct on this girl who is 16 years old. That's not facts, but I'm pretty sure. I'm about like 90% sure. But regardless, people are like fat shaming him now on the internet because he's not in the best shape right now. I wouldn't say he's in bad shape. I mean, there's probably a lot of people out there that are nowhere near the shape that he's in. I know I'm not. I'm not in great shape. I'm sure some of you aren't either. Shit. But I'm not saying you guys are fat shaming him, but, you know, it's something that's out there. I don't know if you've seen the photo or not where he's out of shape, but you can find it easily on the internet. And I like Big Cass, and I really hated how WWE booked Enzo and Cass. They were a great tag team. They never became champions. They should have became champions. I remember when I used to do my live stream with Franchise Kicks, we were really bummed out when that happened. We couldn't believe it because we were such fans of that duo. And I don't know, man. Maybe they just couldn't get along no more because you would think they would do shows together. It would be a big money maker. Enzo and Cass comes to your city. A lot of people will go to the independent show for $20 to get in, somewhere like that, you know. They probably would make a shitload of money, charge maybe $30 for autograph and a pic. You got hundreds of people over there. They're going to make that money, man. And, you know, they don't make money off of the pics and autographs usually at these events where they'll book people at indie events. They usually pay them, you know, $5,000 give or take, depending on who it is. I'm sure there's some talent that are so old now that were, you know, stars at one time. They probably throw maybe $500. You know, some local wrestlers that were big, that were on WWE at the time, they probably go to events and just get a quick check and whatnot. Because I know this for a fact from going to indie shows. They'll tell me, there's been wrestlers, they'll tell me, listen, wait till after, because they like me. They're like, you know, I've seen your YouTube video. There's a few. They'll whisper in my ear and they'll say, wait till after. You know what I mean? We'll be at the bar down the road, hang out. You know, like, it's cool, man. I've actually developed some friendships with wrestlers just from doing the YouTube and going to these events. So it's a lot of fun. But I don't know why these guys ain't making that money. I assume that they don't get along. But it's just interesting about like how people are really being really mean about Big Cass not being in shape. I feel bad for him, you know. I actually feel bad that people are doing that. But you also got to think that that's what you're getting paid for being that jacked up diesel dude that's going to go into the ring and wrestle and entertain the people. So if you come in all flabby looking, people are going to be shocked and disappointed at the same time. So you got to look at it in both ways. I always try to.